Get ready to get some magical insight about this divine upcoming full moon on Sunday with my girl, Jasmine, who I love dearly. Here she is. Woo woo! Okay, so let me see if I can send a request to go live. Hi, beautiful soul. Oh, hi, loves. Hi, Jen. Hello there. Okay. Hi.
Wait, hold on. It's not, I can't see you. Wait, hold on. It says connecting.
All right. It's all good.
Oh, hi. Yay.
Hi. I missed you. Are we both wearing green? Did we both plan this? What's going on here?
Can I tell you that I'm wearing full head to toe green?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Regina. A beautiful soul, beautiful crystal shop to follow. Moon Magic Crystal Creation. Such a good group. I feel like this is going to be so awesome. And so I don't even know.
How did I love you?
Dive in? What's going on? How are we feeling?
What? Whatever. Hold on. Let me make sure that, can you hear me? Is everything good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, wait. Now I can't hear you.
Lead, babe.
As soon as I said yes, then it went to. Okay. Hi. Can you hear? This is awesome. We're figuring this out together. Can you guys hear us? I can hear and see you. Yeah.
On before, but it's now you're super clear. Everything's great.
Goodness. Hi, Melissa. Yes. Okay. Another wonderful soul to follow. And she has an awesome crystal shop called Divine Healing Boutique. Okay. So I just feel like, first off, I missed you. And I would love for you to just introduce yourself, what it is that you do, because you have some new people that are joining us who haven't really, I think, connected with us. Yeah.
Well, I'm so grateful to be here. My name is Jessbeinspired. I'm a spiritual counselor. I'm a journalist. I'm a girl having a good time. And this weekend, a really powerful and amazing full moon, especially the first full moon of the new astrological new year. Yes. So I figured, why not come on with my favorite Reiki master and talk a little bit about what's going on, pull some cards. I have some cards pulled as well. And just talk a little bit about weather for you guys. I do work with astrology and the planets to kind of let you know what's going on, which, mind you, one of the things that's going on right now is technological issues. A lot of people are running into more issues that they did during the retrograde season, which is so odd. But Mercury in Pisces has technology just over accumulate and fail, and I'm watching literally just my Wi-Fi has been weird. So if you've been experiencing any of that, that's totally normal. But yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, well, so let's dive in, because I'm gonna pull cards. You already pulled cards. I'm gonna pull cards as you talk a little bit about the astrological weather and what to kind of expect for this Sunday, if you will. Right? It's Sunday.
Yeah. Sunday.
Okay.
So this Sunday is the full moon in Libra. We are in Aries season, so of course the full moon is always going to be in the complete opposite sign. It's in the sign of Libra, and a lot of things are coming alongside this. Before I even get to the full moon itself, I do want to say that other aspects are happening that are definitely showing up. My computer kept crashing when working. Oh my gosh, yeah, first that's huge theme right now. But there's a lot of focus on relationships, because not only do we have the full moon in Libra, but the planet of Venus, which is how we relate to each other. It's how we show up in our sort of the way that we pour into and express our femininity. It is no longer in the sign of Pisces, and it has moved into the sign of Aries. So the way we relate is a bit different. We're much more impulsive right now. We're much more, which can at times manifest in a bit of irritability, a bit of moodiness. There's a lot of miscommunication, right? Because we're squaring with Mars and Mercury as well. So I say all that to say that if you're feeling a bit I don't know, there's this irritability that I want to get out of my system, I would really suggest to do anything physical. Right now is a beautiful time to try a kickboxing class or go on a trampoline or even have sex, honestly. Now is a beautiful time to just express just sort of the pent up energy, and that's a bit electric, honestly, that's in our currents right now, because it can manifest in just miscommunications, really impulsive ways of speaking. But a beautiful, approach to this energy is it's a beautiful time to explore. It's a beautiful time to play. It's a beautiful time to focus on healing relationships. And that comes with setting boundaries, honoring boundaries when it comes to yourself, honoring boundaries.
I feel that one. Whew.
Oh yeah, no, it's huge, right? Because sign of relationships, right? And there's, especially with the way that Sun and Chiron are opposing it, there's a lot of healing that's going to be poured into our relationships, and it's important to recognize the role that we need to play in healing our relationships. So Yeah, you said you feel that, Jess?
Yeah, I feel like it's so interesting because I feel like this sense of like, so the full moons are always just my vibe. They are just my energy of, I really connect with the full moon. And it's just, something that is very dear and near to my heart. And so I just am sensing though with this full moon, because every full moon I have a moment to just really make a sacred release, whatever is not serving me, so that I can really step into my wholeness just like the moon does, right? And there's something about this full moon where I'm really wanting to release my struggle with setting boundaries. So it's just so divine that you're sharing this, because I don't know if anybody else out here struggles with setting boundaries. Feel free to leave in the comments. But I really feel this sense of release to step into a place where I can set boundaries from a place that feels good. Yeah.
Oh my God. Boundaries is like a thing that's constantly coming up. And I'll already just like spoiler alert. So I pulled these cards at the beginning of the week to see like what was the energy for this moon. And the very first one that came up was stand your ground. And I was,
Wow.
what do I need to stand my ground about? And then throughout the week, oh, like literally, as I reflected on life, I was like, there's so many ways in which I have just completely disregarded my energy, my voice, who I was, in order to make others feel comfortable. And it's something I started working on in therapy, and recognizing the fact that like I'm completely disrespecting myself and the other party if I am not honoring the boundaries for both of us, right? If I'm disrespecting my own boundaries by saying no when I need to say no, or being too scared to say yes when I want to say yes, and also making sure that they are aware of my boundaries. It's something that you need to speak up on. You can't just expect people to understand, but it's a difficult conversation to have sometimes. But under this lunar transit especially, it's really one to come into a place of alignment with, really just honoring your boundaries for sure.
And I'm going to tell everybody out there, because I just took this free online workshop with David G, and he has it still up on his live, with this beautiful soul who's named Terry. I can't think of her last name, but she just wrote this whole book about becoming a boundary boss. And
Ooh,
I was like, ooh, that resonated with me so much.
good.
So I feel free to check it out. It's at David G. David and then J.I. He has it up there, and then you can actually check out the free webinar, because it's fantastic. And it really talked about how it's so interesting how when we don't say, when we say yes to other people, we say no to ourselves. We say no to like what it is that we truly want to honor and nourish. And I gotta just share this card because it pulled out, because it speaks so much to this. Flamingo.
Oh, wow.
Embrace the in between. And so think about the flamingo. They stand on one leg, right? So it's like this balance of letting yourself really know, what am I standing firmly in, and what am I picking up that other leg to move forward in, right? So this is the time for you to set the boundaries so you can stand on your own, so you can feel more balanced perhaps in your relationships. Maybe you're giving too much to certain relationships. Maybe other relationships are not replenishing you as much as you'd like, right? And really kind of thinking, all right, am I standing on my own? Do I feel solid standing in my independence? And thinking about, by doing this, what foot am I bringing forward?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is so in alignment with what's going on. I can't even. And I know, Crystal, I'm so happy to see you stand your ground. This came up in journaling today. She and I are part of this incredible collective called Goddess Council, where we journal like every Wednesday and every Friday morning. And I didn't get to join this morning, but I love that that came up, because it's a huge theme right now, especially just like Libras not only represent relationships, but they represent balance within relationships. So it's a beautiful time, exactly like how that card said, to just reflect on what is out of balance when it comes to your relationships. Are you the people pleaser, or are you the one that like no one can really rely on because you don't know how to show up? Because both are sort of like teetering on opposite ends of the spectrum that don't serve yourself. So really recognizing where you need to show up more, where you need to have more intentional yeses, and where you need to have more like unwavering and firm no's. And it's funny because after Stand Your Ground came up, the second one was Love Begins. And it's really, I think, so indicative of the fact, and also it's green, and I feel like heart chakra green right now is like the moment. But it's really just this idea of like, once you really, it's an act of self-love to put firm boundaries and to honor boundaries. And once you do, that's when love begins. That's when true unity begins, not only with others, but within yourself, right? When you really build that relationship where you honor and voice your boundaries, you really start to just formulate a really like loyal relationship with self. And it's important. I'm non-confrontational with friends and withdraw when uncomfortable. That is exactly what I'm working on in therapy right now. I avoid confrontation by all costs to the point where it completely just disregards my own well-being. And it's not fair to anyone, really.
Well, and it's so interesting because I can relate to this as well. And I feel like what happens is that you avoid it so much that it just starts to bubble and bubble and bubble and bubble. And so then actually when you go into having the confrontation, there's all this energy that's just being stored that hasn't been released because there's not this balance of perhaps where can you communicate and say this, and maybe you don't go through 100%, but you can at least start to set that ground, set that pace, which of course, this is gorgeous. So heighten your vitality. So by standing in your boundaries and really knowing that when you love yourself and love comes first, that's where you heighten your own strength. That's where you heighten your own intuition, your inner guide, and you're actually allowing yourself to lean in to your vitality. You lean out of your vitality by not setting the boundaries and by not actually loving yourself first, right? So think about how that's actually not even not serving you perhaps emotionally, but also just physically. It's exhausting to carry. It just is.
Oh, 100%. And I think it's beautiful under this lunar transit, especially just when it comes to pouring into your vitality, to recognize the root cause of why it is that boundaries are a difficulty for you. Because there's always a way to kind of like trace back to, okay, is this rooted in lack of self-worth? Is it rooted in fear? Is it rooted in a scarcity mindset? You know, do I think that I'm going to lose people? Do I think that they're not going to like me? You know, do I measure my value by acceptance? And so it's really important to, I think, under this transit, sort of get clear on what the root cause of, you know, sort of being unwavering with boundaries is, and just releasing that. And exactly what you said about heightening your vitality. Once you do come into a space where it's healthy for you, there's so much health that is born out of just your relationship with self. And, you know, another aspect of Libra, which is what the sign this full moon is going to be under, you know, Libra's ruled by Venus. So Venus just also rules the way that we adorn ourselves, the way that we relate to ourselves, and the way that we show up. And honestly, the way we beautify ourselves in our environments. So now is a beautiful time to also, when it relates to our identity, be intentional with how we're showing up. Be intentional with like, I know who I am the shit, and I'm going to make sure that you realize that when I do arrive. And honestly, it's worth noting, truthfully, just making sure that you're aware of the fact that like I deserve to be seen, my work deserves to be seen, my voice deserves to be heard. And wearing that proudly and wearing that however is the most easily communicative for you. So, yeah.
Hi, Sarah. Be Present joined, another amazing soul and also a yogi. She also does Reiki. She's fantastic. Paulina from Timer. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so what was your last card that you got?
Yes. So, well, okay, I pulled 4.
Oh, that's great. Should I pull one? I'll pull another one.
Whatever you want, babe. Yeah. So the first one was stand your ground, right? So as a review, really making sure that you are honoring your voice, honoring the ways in which you are disrespecting your own boundaries and boundaries with others. And that's when love begins. That's when real, true, rooted, authentic relationships are born, when you are relating to yourself and relating to others in a way that honors boundaries. And then the last 2 was fertility and spiritual union. So just to break this down, the green going on.
Wow.
And going on, darling. I'll do fertility first. And this deck, it's like a tarot oracle deck. So this card actually represents in the modern tarot the Empress card. And the Empress is all about being in a space where you are manifesting, where you are nurturing your garden, seamless and effortless. And I feel like when you're in a space where you are really aligned with self, where you aren't allowing anything in that's draining you, and when you're making room for everything that does feed you and nourish you, it's so much easier for that energy to be exchanged. So it's sort of like weeding out the people that just aren't serving you or that aren't honoring your boundaries, the ways in which you're acting against your own boundaries, and making room for like what needs to be planted and like what can actually serve and nourish you. And then spiritual union, I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory, but Libra's on. Oh, I know Shay's in here, and I know you have some Libra energy in you, darling. Libras are all about love. So now, honestly, if it is something that you want to, you know, call into your life as far as like relationships, romantic, but also platonic, now is a beautiful time to really get clear on like, who am I as a lover, and how that to attract that kind of lover, right? Like, what do I need to embody in order to mirror what it is I want to call in?
That's beautiful. I love that. Wow. I feel like that even resonates to like, if you are in a partnership, how do you want to be a lover even to yourself too? Right? Like who do you want to be a lover to in your relationships, your friendships, whatever, but also how do you want to be a lover to yourself?
Yes. Yes.
I love I feel like this is like a moment for all of us to like have some like spiritual tools to leave with. I can find peace in every breath. Peace is in my pulse. Mm.
Ooh,
So,
okay. Pulse.
yeah. So to me, this is what's coming through is like in this new full moon energy that we have. It's the first moon, first full moon. I don't know why I was about to say new moon, but the first full moon of this astrological year, right? So it's almost like this is a time for us to take a breath, to really remember that the power is so much of I was actually just today doing a meditation that spoke about this, about pattern interrupts, right? And so we can allow ourselves to, you know, cut out the negative or lower vibration, that pattern of thinking with our breath. And it's so important for us to just remember that peace can be found in that place. And so actually, I feel called to share this with everybody right now. Let's do it. So
Yeah.
wherever, just go ahead and just slowly breathe in. And just hold that breath. Watch that breath. And exhale that breath out. And watch that breath, holding that breath out. 16 seconds. Amazing meditation technique that I learned from David G. But I love this because in that moment where you were just watching and witnessing your breath, you weren't thinking about what we were about to say, what cards we were about to pull. You weren't even thinking about the full moon. You literally were just creating a pattern interrupt in your life. And you can do that at any moment. You can do that before you go into confrontation. You can do that when you are feeling overwhelmed, when you're not setting boundaries. You can do that to heighten your vitality. So it's such a powerful, quick tool that you can do even when somebody's talking to you in conversation, of just thinking, how do I want to disrupt and break the patterns that are no longer serving me? By your breath. Peace, breath, because peace is in your pulse, right? So you can even just feel, if you'd like to take that further, feel your pulse as you do it. And just remind yourself of the beating of your existence. And that's the place that we can really tune in, so that we can tune out to maybe the energy that doesn't align to that frequency.
Oof. Oh my God, the beating of your existence. Okay, poet. That's honestly everything. The way that I was just grounded. And it's really, honestly, it's just so in alignment with what's going on, because of the fact that we are going to have those conversations, you know, with Mercury and Mars sort of squaring right now. a lot of uncomfortable conversations are going to arise, but it's important because it's going to lead to your growth. It's going to lead to your up leveling. And it means cutting ties. It means owning up. It means forgiving. It means whatever it means in order to honor those boundaries that you need for yourself. But, you know, and relating to sort of the love and the romantic aspect of that, when you voice and honor the respect that it is that you deserve within yourself and in relation to others, you sort of embody what it is that you're at the very least attempting to attract. And that makes it so much easier for it to find you. You know, all of our experiences and all the people that find us are mirrors of selves. And so when we can actually embody, like, okay, this is how I want to show up as a lover for myself. I want to respect my boundaries. I want to make sure that my boundaries are heard so that they can be respected. I want to make sure that I spend the time, you know, dating myself and making sure that my environment reflects my identity and is clean and neat. And just means for you to be an intentional lover with yourself will make you all the more stronger for who you are relationally. And I think that's just a huge theme right now.
And I love this because I feel like I'm going to be honest. I don't even know the last time when I really thought about that, when I really just asked myself that question of like, how am I like loving myself? How am I, who am I in my relationships? Who am I as a partner? And it's just so interesting because, you know, I don't think I thought about that. And it's good food for thought. It's really,
because I feel like we sometimes we can think of self-love at the very least quite one-dimensionally, and we can think that it, you know, I'm confident, or I feed and nourish myself enough, or, you know, I have like the fundamentals of what it means to love myself. But when you
right.
go
Stress, that's another.
like when I answer a phone call when I am so drained, but I'm still answering because, you know, I want to show up for someone else and I'm disregarding myself. Or, you know, if my inner dialogue is very like it critiques me a lot when I'm working out, or however the ways that you show up and you're realizing maybe this isn't really supportive of self-love. Be intentional with
You froze.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you froze. I'm manifesting.
yourself. That's all.
It's this. We're blaming Mercury and Pisces for this, right? This is
We
totally
are.
on Mercury and Pisces right now. You froze. I miss you. But
I'm not
I love you. I'm back, but I'll do a recap while you come, even if you have to get off and come back on. But I'm gonna do a recap because it's still frozen on my end. Actually, let me see. Okay. So, okay, we're going to wait till Jasmine gets back. Learn self-love is also learning to say no to people and honoring yourself. Yes, I love that, Regina. It's so true. It really is this whole journey of us loving ourselves that much more fully, us realizing that we are deserving of that nourishment. And that's why the full moon is such an amazing time to do it, because the full moon is a beautiful reminder when you look up at the sky to just think of your wholeness. Think of who you are when you are illuminated, when you are doing the things that help to really nourish and bring that energy in. So we're going back with Jasmine. We're going to manifest this works. If I have to go inside, I will. Hi there, Priestess Dari. I love you. Yes, we're going to go live. I'm sending a request. And I hear you. It's like so weird how it's coming in and out. Man, it's like I hear you, but I can't. And then you're not really here. Man, all right. I'm going to try to move in. And in the
Honestly,
meantime.
I feel like I said what I had to say.
Okay. All right. I'm going to move in, though. Just how can people connect to you from here on out? We've lost her again. But I'm going to tell you because Jasmine's awesome. So if you're not following this beautiful soul, please make sure to follow her. She is she's a spiritual counselor. She also does Reiki. She is an astrologist. And she is just a high vibing, beautiful goddess. And so I am excited to have had her here today. We used to go live. So if you guys liked it, you liked that energy, feel free to leave it here in the comments and connect with her. I know that she's got a couple full moon events this weekend. She has one, I believe, on Sunday morning and one on actually Sunday evening local to South Florida in person. Also, if you are wanting to get some full moon vibes going, feel free. I am also hosting a full moon virtual event this Sunday. The link is in my bio with my dear friend, Hello Ikaru. Get ready for it. We're going to be doing Reiki readings, tarot card readings, guided meditation, what else? Breath work. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. We're going to try to manifest that Jasmine can come on again live, as I was just kind of wrapping this up. But yeah, yes, I was just like plugging you, telling them about your events, sharing my event with Ikaru. So feel free to jump in.
Sorry, I honestly, the Wi-Fi, you see it's Mercury and Pisces, but I hope that at the very least, I'm sure you recapped really beautifully, honor your boundaries, show up as a lover to yourself and others, and, take this time to figure out the root of why honoring your boundaries may be an issue. That is all. And in terms of like my event, please support Jess's, that means the world. On the actual full moon on Sunday at 11 a.m., I'm doing an event with Kamaya Healing.
I did have
we're going to be doing, yeah, Akashic record readings. We're going to be doing a meditation, full moon tea, all of that. And then at night, like I said, if you're in the Delray area, I'll be at Dancing Lion doing the same thing. And otherwise, just really, work alongside this full moon. It's a beautiful one to really come into a space of healing with relationships with others and yourself.
Yes. And wow, I feel like we need to go live again, like soon, because we're going to manifest. Yeah. Technology is like super bomb.
That would be great.
So,
I love you. Thank you so much.
Questions out there before we gowns. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you for doing this with me today. Feel free to hop on if any of you guys have any questions before we leave. And I love all of you. Yeah, that was like a work go through, like getting off of Instagram on Instagram, and then you're like on the other side, because I've been there where you're like, oh my God, like, and yeah.
I'm sweating from just like trying to connect. Like, I don't even know what that was, but honestly, what else? Just rolling with the punches, darling. It's a crazy time.
It's crazy. So, all right, everyone, we love you. And also, oh my God, you guys, check out tonight. We're going to go live again. We have some new crystals for our crystal live sale. We have some really amazing pieces that are going to be featured tonight that were not out last night. We do have some new moons that are going to be on there as well. So hi there, loves. So feel free to come and join. Even if you don't purchase a crystal, it is such a fun time.
It is. It's like
what were we gonna say?
it's like a concert, literally.
So full disclosure, I actually am gonna try to get Chris's band during one of our lives at the very end to play a song.
That would be
Future. I'm like manifesting like a crystal festival for people. So, but yeah. I have like a vibe. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, all the crystals, thank you. They are Reiki infused. And actually, I download a message, a word for actually each person. So if you ever want to, you can always ask me what that word was for you. And I can share it as well after you purchase a crystal. Yeah, so we're going to be going live again tonight at 9 p.m. Like I said, even if you don't purchase a crystal, you learn a lot. I share a lot of information about how these crystals can help you, and you can just hang out with some good people, you know?
Well, I can't wait. I will be there, Queen, and I will see you. I can't wait to hug you.
Yes. I'll
Cool.
see you. I know I'll see you on Sunday. So I love you. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Everyone. Happy Friday.